Hey, hey, artsy doodlers. It's Miss Becky here, and I have a really fun Slingshot Rocket project I want to show you how to make. So there's a few things that you're going to need. A wide straw. You'll see these are much larger than just a regular straw. It's a pretty wide straw. You need an eraser for like a pencil eraser. You need a brass fastener. And there's the fastener. A square sheet of paper. And I would say this is about a 3x3 square sheet of paper. Some scissors, some masking tape, and we are going to create a slingshot rocket that is going to look like this. This is going to be the slingshot part. See the rubber band? Oh yes, you need a rubber band also. See the slingshot part there? It's going to connect onto this fastener, and we're going to pull it back and release it, and it'll fly. You will be shocked at how far these can go. I know it can go way further than the length of our studio, so I can't wait for you to experiment with these outside and really see how far you can get them to go. So let's go ahead and start with our first step. It's really simple. You're going to take the straw, and the big wide straw is perfect for these traditional pencil erasers that you typically put on top of a pencil. We're going to slide into the straw. So I'm just going to take this here and I'm going to push it down and see how it is sitting right inside our straw at the very top. That's going to be the top of the rocket. Now we're going to need to get our fastener next. Now the fastener needs to be bent at the top. So you're just going to take and bend this part right here. See how it's now flat? Look, it started like this, and now I'm going to bend it right at the end. This is going to be so that our rubber band can sort of connect right into this portion of the fastener, and that'll be our resistance that we'll need when we use it as part of our slingshot. So we're going to attach this to the end of our rocket with masking tape. So the button part of the fastener, I just line it up right at the end of the eraser. See the eraser ends there, and I set the fastener right on top of the straw at the end of the eraser. Now you're going to need to take about 3 pieces of this masking tape. We want to really secure it on there well. You don't have to get real long pieces. This is probably a 3-inch piece. But my first piece, I'm just going to put it right at the top of the fastener, leaving the button exposed. Don't tape the button all the way down, just the legs of the fastener. So that's one piece, and I want to do that 3 times, so 2 more times. So here's my next 3-inch piece of tape. Cover the whole brass area, the brass legs, not the button part, just the legs here. All right, so now I have 2, and I'm going to just do it 1 more for good measure, just to make sure that it's on there. I'm going to stay connected. And there it is, okay? So now we need to attach the fins, which would be this part. It sort of makes it look like an arrow, doesn't it? But this is going to be the fins of our rocket. Pay close attention. See the distance that the fins start? So I go up about 1/2 inch on the bottom of my straw, and I'm going to put my fins all even using tape to attach them. I'll show you the little tricks there, but we need to make those fins next. So get your little piece of paper, and I just want you to go ahead and fold it in half. Now take your scissors and cut right along that fold line. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces, right? I want you to go ahead and get your popsicle stick. So I have my popsicle stick there, and we are going to go ahead and place the popsicle stick in the top corner of one of those rectangle pieces of paper, and then line it up in the opposite corner on the bottom. And now we're going to fold it over and it makes a nice crease. So I'm just going to crease this here. And when I open it up, I'm going to cut along that crease. And that gives us even arrows, or even fins, I guess we'll call them. Those will be the fins on our rocket, right? So little triangles. Now we're going to repeat that with our second piece. So I'm going to take my popsicle stick, line it in the top corner, line it up in the bottom corner, and fold it over. Now cut along that folded line. Isn't this so much fun? We get to be artsy and a little sciencey all at the same time. We're making some cool rockets. All right, so now we have 4 fins. Now, we're going to need to attach these to our rocket with the masking tape. We'll need 8 pieces of masking tape. So I like to just go ahead and get all 8 of them ready. So I'm just going to tape my pieces right onto the table. You don't want them super long. They shouldn't be longer than your length of your paper. So I like to do like 2 inches is fine. 3 inches would probably be the maximum. Okay, so now I have my 8 pieces there. Now I'm going to take one of my fins, okay, and line it up. Now remember, I mentioned we want to start about 1/2 inch from the bottom of our rocket here. So the flat end, see how your triangle, the long end is going to go along our straw. The short end, the flat end, is going to be at the bottom. And now take your tape and apply that right there. That's our first fin. Now, if you hold that out with your hand and just so that that's flat, you want to line a second one up right on the other side. Again, and don't worry, don't worry about what color is exposed. We want to worry mostly about that the flat end is at the bottom of the straw, the long end gets taped on to our project. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this right on top of that piece of tape that I just laid down. And now I'm going to tape this piece right there. So see how I have almost like a complete big triangle. Now if you flip it over, we're going to do 2 on this side. So I'm going to line up the long end of my fin on my straw. And then I'm going to place the tape right onto the straw, leaving about 1/2 inch here. And then I'm going to line my last piece right up on top of that other piece of tape. And line that with some tape. And now that's this, all 4 fins are attached, but they're not very pretty, are they? They're sort of flat. So we're going to bend each one up like this. Crease it and put a second piece of tape on that side. And then we want to make sure that we crease it. So see how it stays up, standing up now? That's going to look and help it fly much better. So now I need to open these 2 up, crease those down, and I'm going to need to put a piece of tape on each one of these. Okay. And then I'm going to crease that, and crease that. And we've got 3. Now we just need to get this 4th one taped in. And then just bend them. And do you see? I'll hold it like this so you can see it better. See how all 4 fins are pretty even there, right? Looks like a rocket now. Pretty cool. So what we're going to do now is we need to build the slingshot end. So we'll just need a popsicle stick, a rubber band, and some tape. you're going to take the rubber band and line it up right on the end of your popsicle stick. See how it's right on the very end? Then take a piece, you're actually going to need 2 pieces of tape, so you might as well cut those now, or rip them as I do. Again, maybe 2-inch pieces. We don't need super long pieces. So I'm going to position my rubber band right like that and place my tape right on the end. Go through the rubber band and push it down the other side of the popsicle stick. So see how my rubber band is now attached to my popsicle stick. So I'm going to do the same thing. The tape goes on, go over and through that rubber band all the way to the other side. And look, I have the tape on both sides and my rubber band is sticking out here. So what's going to happen now? We have our rocket complete. We have our launcher complete. You're going to take the launcher end and hook the rubber band around the launcher, and you're going to hold it like this. See how I'm holding the back end, that 1/2 inch that we left, I'm holding that, and I'm going to pull, and when I release, my rocket will fly. I'm going to give you another view of it flying in just a moment, but just so that you have a good visual of how to attach it. That's probably one of the hardest parts is to get used to. Think of it like the rubber band has to be pulled back so that it flies, right? So I'm going to go ahead and show you a video where it launches and it flies across the room. I have had so much fun making our rocket with you today. I hope you love it. It's definitely a little artsy and making a craft, but some science to it too. Thinking about how does that rocket fly? How is when we pull the pressure against this, when we release that, and it flies. It's just amazing to me. I love it. So I hope you enjoy it. Have a happy doodle day. Bye.